Previously on High Stakes Poker.
Uh-oh, I got a big problem.
The first group of players went out with fireworks.
I wish I just waited for races.
As half the table went broke.
This doesn't surprise me.
Dario Manieri, Jason Mercier, Daniel Negreanu, and Gus Hansen busted one by one.
Such an idiot.
Yeah, I just was so happy to see this queen.
But the best action of the night came from a hand between Durr and Ivy that left Phil frustrated and confused.
I think I know what it is.
No, you don't.
And Juan scooping the rewards of his triple barrel bluff.
Durr, you're a very interesting human. I'm glad to be in your orbit, you know?
Got my bullets and diamonds, I ain't holding back. I'm all in, I'm gonna kick it. Pocket rockets and ticket. If that's what it takes, you can play high stakes. I'm all in. I'm all ladies and ladies, unless they're your ladies. And you roster, that's what it takes. And if you got what it takes, you can play high stakes.
Hi, everybody. Great to have you back with us on High Stakes Poker. I still can't get over the action we had on our last episode. Nearly $1 million changed hands. It was like watching the final table of a major poker tournament. 4 players were felted. We lost Jason Mercier and Dario Manieri, and Daniel had to rebuy. It's like some of these players are magicians. They can take a big stack of chips and make them all disappear. Also, Gus Hansen did something highly unusual. He rebought, didn't have any major decisions, and decided after a few hands he was through with it. I guess if you're just not feeling it, you're just not feeling it. We're really looking forward to this new group, and Kara Scott is with him on the floor to tell us exactly who's playing.
Thanks, Gabe. We've got a fresh lineup ready to go, and it promises to be as exciting as our first group. Dwan, Ivy, and Negreanu are all back, but 5 new players join us, including high-stakes newcomers Dennis Phillips, Andrew Roval, and Lex Veldhuis. How will they handle the pressure? The other subplot, can Tom Dwan and Phil Ivy keep up their impressive runs? Combined, they're up almost $900,000. I have a feeling we're in for another thrilling session of high-stakes poker.
That's why I said,
And there is Dennis Phillips. Andrew Robo. And Lex Veldhuis completes our 3 rookies on High Stakes Poker.
A story about David, where David was playing a poker session. In the very beginning, he wanted low-fat yogurt, and they didn't bring the right one. He asked all over the place, give me low-fat yogurt, low-fat yogurt. In the meantime, like 24 hours later, he ordered 8 boiled eggs, 6 orders of ham, bacon, like chocolate cake. But he really had to have the low-fat yogurt.
David's definitely at the first table when it comes to eating.
I would imagine they're talking about David Benjamin. Don't think they're talking about David Spade.
maybe Caesar's conscience.
Well, the point was like that's how he starts a poker session. Like, I'm gonna be healthy, but then after playing for 15 hours, it's like
I'm out.
Just bring me game.
I'm out.
Lots of it.
What are you looking at my hand for?
Because I thought you were too. I'm trying to get to the camera.
I'm trying to get to the camera. I mean, if you're
Tom Dwan picks up where he left off on last session, raises to 3,200 with King 4 offsuit, and takes the first pot.
5, battery 200, 300, 400, 5. How much you started with?
200.
Still has 5, right?
200 what I can steal.
Count me down.
Patrick, Dwan, and Ivy bought it for 500. Everybody else for 200.
So you're 400 to my 200?
I'm laying you? What do you mean laying?
2 to 1.
What? Oh, no.
That's the same thing he laid.
No. I thought it was even money.
2 to 1. He wouldn't win 2 braces in 3 years.
I thought it was even money because that's what Ivy's bet was.
I know he hustled.
No, Ivy's bet is laying me 2 to 1.
I'm saying, but Ivy's bet that he has on himself. I thought that's what you were talking about.
I mean,
Ivy has a bet on himself at even money.
right, but I don't know if you've met Phil Ivy before, but he knows how to play every game.
Yeah.
And he's better than me at every game.
You're a great stud 8
No, I see you playing those 2K4 games all the time.
I've watched you play stud 8 or better. You just have you're
tell you
a
what.
high level thinker.
I know.
He's never played stud 8 or better in a bad game. I promise you that.
Is that a joke or no?
You'll figure it out.
Well, it didn't take long for Mr. Phil Ivy to pick up a pair of kings. He re-raises Barry to 13,000. Look at this. The Hold'em nightmare. Aces against kings and Patrick Antonius. Our second hand. These players have $500,000 each. It could all go in here before the flop. Patrick re-raises to 36-4.
I'm going to play more, obviously.
If you have a bet, you're going to play more.
Right, but I still don't know how to play tourneys, and I'm not going to play all of them.
And actually, the big
$1 million could go in here before the flop.
because there's more players.
Right, I mean, I might play some of the smaller other ones, but...
PLO should be good there.
I mean, I'll probably play the sub ones and stuff. I just don't know how to play them. So.
All right. Phil Ivey just calls. He decides to trap. He doesn't know he is in the trap. If a safe flop comes out there, I guarantee you that $1 million is going in the center. 10 Jack Queen. Just about the worst flop for both of these players. They're both afraid of ace king or sets. Check from the aces. Ivy could be wondering, maybe Patrick has ace queen suited, ace jack suited. He's got the kings, he's got an open end straight. He might take a shot right here.
Check.
But he checks. Neither player likes that queen. Now they can't beat ace queen or king queen.
Check.
Check, check. 9 of clubs. Phil Ivey makes a straight. Patrick's saying, this is getting worse and worse. Don't you have any deuces in that deck? Patrick checks. I don't think Phil Ivey can check again. If he were to bet and Patrick would raise, which is not going to happen, then he would have a decision to make. But he's got the straight. He's got to take a little shot here. And there's a little shot, 45,000. Patrick knows that if Phil Ivey had a hand like ace-jack, he wouldn't bet right now. Has Phil Ivey been slow playing a big hand from the get-go? Or does he have a straight? Did that 9 make him a straight? Or does he have complete air? Patrick wants to see. And Patrick sees. And Patrick realizes that a disaster was avoided because we know Phil Ivey, if they got all the money in before the flop, Phil Ivey would have only run it once, and he would have won $500,000 from Patrick. Back to the Golden Nugget for more high-stakes poker.
I would bet on it.
Kara got a chance to talk to Phil Ivey about that last hand.
All right, Phil, we're going to talk about the hand where you had the kings against Patrick. Now, about 80K goes in pre-flop, and what are you putting him on at that point?
Well, it's Patrick, so he could have kind of a wider range than most people, but I got to figure, I had 2 kings, so I'm going to flop him queen, jack, 10.
Yeah, what are you thinking then?
I'm thinking then I'm dead. I mean, I just said, I'm just going to take a free one here for the board pair of queens. And so then he checked again. I knew if I bet there, he was going to call me, and I was going to have to make a really, really big bet on the river in order to win the pot. So I really didn't want to do that because we were just kind of getting started. So I decided just to check, and I was lucky enough to make a straight on the river. And he called me.
In his position, would you have done the same?
I believe so. It's just a scary board. We both started with 500,000 in front of us. Neither one of us want to go broke there.
If this hand had happened, say, at the end of the session instead of at the beginning, do you think it might have gone a little differently?
Yeah, it could have gone differently. It also could have gone differently if we both would have had 200,000 in front of us instead of 500. Probably all the money would have been in the middle. But we play a lot of hours with each other, so we kind of know where we stand in hands.
That's an understatement.
That's very interesting. Phil is indicating to Kara that he suspected Patrick had aces.
I mean, we can do some.
And from kings to ace king.
But it ends up the same.
Dennis, can you see my cards from here?
No. Because I want to. If I win 2 races in 3 years, I want to collect. 35. So like, I would lay you.
Well, you would collect it.
I need to make a correction in Daniel's chip stack. I'm being told he's not in for 200. He finished the last session with 346,000, and that's what he's got on the table right now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I mean, you're just too much better at all those games.
Yeah, but you will win. You'll just win off other people.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Dennis Phillips has the best hand. Jack's with the ace kicker. Tom's got a pair of 8s. An inside straight draw.
They have some in the room in there.
Dennis bets 8,500. And if history tells us anything, it's that Tom Dwan is at least going to call, which is what he does. He needs an 8, 9, or 10 to take the lead.
Did you ever do that the tennis bet against Gus?
I haven't done most of my bets.
Publicity stunts?
I'm all
flush here.
Doesn't look like an 8, 9, or 10 to me.
Sorry, do check. I check.
But that does.
Yeah, you play Mela.
Definitely looks like a 9.
Mela hits so hard. He hits like this first tennis player. It's physically impossible hard.
I had a very good practice with him. The second time, I was just
14-8.
14,000. We better set. And I had every single my service game. I had points to hold my serve.
Really?
And then finally, the last game I held myself. I got 6-1. I got one game. It's very good against.
Yeah, that's really good.
I played too.
Welcome to Juan City, Mr. Phillips. Those cards will self-destruct on the river.
Happy. And all the cross courts was. I started to hit the ball much better. Just instead of practice.
Making that game is incredibly hard against them.
Try to imagine.
Dennis is saying, what did I call? What did I call? Lex likes to play online a lot. His online name is Rozzy. Another pair for Patrick. Dennis Phillips has dual poker sponsorships, Poker Stars in the city of St. Louis. Andrew Robo has the big blind. He's a young guy, but he's going to play old school poker. He's not going to call 3,200 more with King Jack offsuit. Patrick's the only one with a diamond. Not a high quality diamond. A lot of cheese in that diamond. It's a good bet by Daniel. Very good bet.
One to the top, same deal. One to the top, same deal.
And a good call by Patrick. He's got the best hand and is the only one with a diamond. Good call, Patrick.
9 to 1 or something.
There's the flush.
No, they're not. I don't know. I mean, that's my random first thought.
Daniel's made it straight.
You ran a first thought.
12,000.
I know it should be to make something.
That 12,000 bet might not be a bluff. Daniel may feel he has the best hand. Patrick doesn't have to have a diamond. On the other hand, if Daniel had a huge hand, like the King of Diamonds, he might bet 12,000 also. Sort of please call me bet.
Too long to collect. Let's make $1 million on this shit.
Patrick calls. Daniel must know he's in trouble now.
I have no idea. I need a lot.
Another diamond.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3 in 3 years is a better bet than 1 guy. Yeah.
Really?
No, maybe not. Maybe not.
Daniel bets 15,000 on the river. There's almost 70,000 in the pot now.
A dog doing it each time, so your dog makes sure everything goes through.
This is like a real please call me bet.
I didn't know. The first time I ever heard he found one, he was head up for a horse tournament.
And Patrick obliges.
I had a straight, now I have a flush.
She was playing head up. I was announcing it. I was announcing it.
That's good.
And then I called him.
I think Patrick was a little confused when Daniel said that. That hand didn't quite make up for the first hand with Phil Ivey, but Patrick's only stuck about 30K now. Here are stack sizes. There's a cool 2,000,006 on the table. Juan and Ivy off to a good start again.
I take that, you take whatever, you get the next 2 choices.
I'll get everything else.
How about that?
I just hope there's really big games at Bobby's room. It's like,
No, I like that.
so you play like 5 tournaments and just every day I'm free rolling it.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Come up with that. Come up with something.
I can't think of anything.
Dennis Phillips going to get a little adventurous here. Raised to 3,500 with the deuce 3 of hearts.
Now is another hand.
So, are we still the one that counts for a chop or no?
Okay, Tom, you win again.
Okay.
Got me vegetables. You got.
You just have to explain what that means. And that means that
You can't win.
Dennis hits a pair of 3s.
nobody wins one and one guy.
Juan still with the best hand.
If no one wins one.
Looks like Dennis had designs on this pot from the beginning.
You have to win one. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else are we gonna bet on this year, Tom?
Juan gives him a look.
Come on, show some respect.
Yeah, seriously.
Juan says, I know if a newcomer bets he's got an ace paint.
Seventh time you give me a deuce three. I'm getting tired of them.
I already lost the.
Getting tired of it, but you're pulling in the money with it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Deuce three, deuce three, deuce three.
Suited connectors. I'm not going to eat pieces.
Is this to buy now?
I got the advice over here.
Again, deuce three, Dennis.
Every meal has to
You play Raz. I remember you had one ace jack. We haven't played that many hands.
Tuna salad, chicken salad, there's all kinds of salads. But the definition of salad you have to make clear.
But is lettuce wraps okay? I honestly don't think
That's not salad.
They're talking about Phil Ivey's prop bet with Juan. Juan bet Phil Ivey couldn't be a vegetarian for a year.
Egg salad,
The bet is $1 million.
salad.
We tried to ban prop bets, but the players got around it. They made one gigantic prop bet, and they're going to talk about it all year.
Food Network. Put this show on.
I'll do it for 2 million. I'll do it for 2 million.
Okay. Check. Oh, yeah, whatever. What's the difference? It's like a check.
All that money, you can't say to you.
Why wouldn't you raise if you call 35?
Huh? Oh, did you raise?
Yeah.
Oh, I had it on. I thought he raised. Never mind. Okay, I'm paying attention. That's good. Check.
Daniel's got the best hand, pair of kings. Lex has got the open end straight draw. And of course, Tom Dwan's going to call with a pair of tens. Maybe putting Lex on a flush draw or a straight draw, what he has.
It's a call.
Dwan does not like Negrano calling there. Now he's figured out he needs a 10 or a 7. Doesn't get it there. Lex misses his straight. Daniel's still got the best hand. He checks. Lex checks.
Dave, when you lose some money, you start looking at every angle. It's weird. I think you would change. But
Check.
But that looks like a 7 to me. Dwan trying his best to make it look like he's bluffing, like he missed a hand.
28-4 is about?
Nice size bet, 28-4. I think Daniel's going to call. It's going to be interesting to see his reaction when he sees that 10-7. He does have Lex behind him, though. No, he calls.
What's he got? Two pair. God, I had a feeling you made two pair with that card. Oh, brother. I think you had a king.
Nothing has changed this season on high stakes poker.
Yeah.
All the other players have to look out for Der River. This is high stakes poker. And that's our indoor blimp shot, which is not easy to do. Good pilots.
Yeah, I mean, that's like random coin flipping.
Barry has not been too active so far. And raising with those small suited connector hearts seems to be fashionable now. Philavi taking a shot at it. Here's suited but not so connected. Daniel Negrano's going to call. And here's a suited connector. And here's Tom Dwan in the big blind. 2,700. Not suited. Semi-connected. Good enough. Well, both Dennis and Tom have connected with top pair. So Ivy hit a deuce. Dennis checks. $12,200. How adventurous is Phil Ivey with his deuces? Not that adventurous. I think Dennis is at least going to call here. I would say he's probably going to raise. No, I go back to saying he's probably going to call. That gives Juan a double belly buster along with his eights. You make a straight with a 3 or a 7. But he checks. Dennis is done. Tom Dwan's looking at Dennis, hoping he has an ace. Trying to figure out how much you can get out of him. $29-2. This hand should be over. Dwan makes people second-guess simple decisions. Dennis Phillips is thinking, is it possible that he bet the flop with total air? If I call here and he does have total air, I'll be a superstar. No Oscar this year.
Get in. Twice on the river.
And we keep rolling on the river. Tom Dwan left a good job in the city. Got a better one at the poker table.
Nice size bet, too.
Dennis is saying it was the size of the bet that made him call. Really looked like a bluff.
I'll just remind me later.
That's nice.
It's always good.
You gave it to someone for me. You gave it to Brandon for me, I think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You do.
Yeah. Can we call it 149, 900 since I reminded you?
I'm going to find that out sooner or
Something
later.
unusual for the show.
Days when I forgot that someone owed me an extra 150,000.
Somebody limping. Patrick just calls the 800. And, of course, Tom Dwan's going to call with 7 deuce suited.
Recently, where
Everybody limping.
I thought I was up like 1.3 million.
I think the limping's going to be over right here.
Only to find out I was only up 800 because 500. Seriously.
I'll take it in my small ball school. You'll be like, you'll vomit every time I tell you to play. You'll be like,
I
oh,
was
I
down
can't.
1.3.
You couldn't do it.
Like, I thought it was 1.3.
You'll vomit so
I
bad.
started cutting toes off.
But once I got, like, it was an epic day where I got even,
make
so I
it
was like, haha, who cares?
Some stuff.
But I would have not.
You know you can play the exact same strategy, obviously.
Patrick's going to see a
I'll
flop.
blow it.
He's got position on Phil. Plus, he might find Phil's raise a little suspicious.
You guys are just scared.
Really unhappy.
It's not that.
It's not strategy. It's pretty
No,
sick.
no, it is. It's about
Phil misses.
they're really bad players and waiting until they really.
Patrick's got an inside straight draw.
Extreme version.
What are you going to do?
He would have done the same thing.
Patrick is definitely considering doing something here.
It's not easy to mention.
Calling, maybe even raising.
Well, he did it. Ooh. Right, exactly. That's
Nice one, though.
That's why. Yeah, got to throw out the heavy artillery right up there.
I had a really weird one.
Raises to 36,000.
It's like anything you say is wrong. I feel like he did it. Oh, sorry.
So I didn't say anything anymore.
It does not take Phil Ivey long to call with king high.
Moved in on you.
2 of the 5 best players in poker going head to head. Neither one has a hand right now. Ace of diamonds gives Patrick a flush draw, but he's got to be concerned that that ace has hit Phil.
No, he was very good about it. Like we were both, you know, he was trying to.
But not quite that concerned. He bets 42,000. Phil obviously is not going to call. He's going to raise if he makes a play. Not going to do it. And that's what happens when 2 of the best go head to head. Sometimes 8 high beats king high. We're back for more high stakes poker. Here's our stack sizes. Tom Dwan, our big winner. Dennis Phillips is stuck over 80,000.
Your big blind.
Patrick tried to throw his hand away, didn't realize he was the $800 big blind. Lex might have picked up on it and raised to 3,500 with King Deuce of Spades. Dennis just called with Ace King. Ivy's in. I really wonder if Lex's decision was influenced by Patrick trying to throw his hand away. Now Patrick calls. There's 3 other people in the pot. He's going to take a shot with Queen 6 offsuit.
Check.
And will you look at that? Lex's determination is still intact. He's going to continue. 12,800. And here's the man that tried to throw his hand away. This is a very good performance by Patrick. He calls. I think everyone at the table is convinced he has a 10, and probably a weak 10. That would have made Dennis Phillips Broadway. And Lex is going to pretend to have Broadway now. And bet 31-3. Patrick does have to be afraid of Ace King or a full house. On the other hand, Lex would probably bet a hand like Ace Jack here, thinking it's the best hand. He's just calling with the 3 queens. Dealer, can you put a 6 there? Puts a 5. Check, check. And Lex says that wasn't supposed to happen.
Queen 5, I think.
And now let's join Daniel Negreanu for this week's PokerStars.net Did You Know?
Throughout the history of high-stakes poker, we've seen players put the straddle on. Did you know that's just fancy talk for a guy putting in a blind raise before the flop? You see, that bet is double the big blind, and it comes right under the gun. So why do we do that? Well, the simple reason, because it creates action. More dead money in the pot, more to steal. Also, it helps identify who the nits are. See, the real players, they all have a little gamble in them.
I agree, Daniel. I also think anyone that would wear that color shirt has a little gamble in him.
I might leave
Hope everybody knows I'm just kidding around with Daniel. I'm sure he'll reciprocate at some point when he hosts the show.
The beds are not that good, though.
And talk about timing and straddles. Phil Ivey with the $1,600 straddle.
This is better. The beds are better, but they lose your luggage. Yeah.
But that's okay. Never the day later, right?
Yeah, you just get your luggage.
I know I went to shower one day, but like, should be fine.
That's worth it. The beds are better.
What's that money doing there? Oh.
Daniel does have some gamble. 4,500 with the 10-8 of clubs.
The Vegas to New York one's awesome too. There's internet on it.
Qantas is the best.
What?
Qantas
I love Qantas and I love Lufthansa.
Yeah, they don't check
3-4 of spades in the small blind.
When I left from the USA. Because they're supposed to check that.
Good enough for Tom Dwan. Has a 6-4 offsuit in the big blind. Is for Phil Ivey.
Are we doing a round of these, or is just you just started one?
I just did it just for the hell of it.
Fun? Okay.
Nice flop for Daniel. Top pair and an inside straight draw. Tom Dwan has a flush draw. He'd also make bottom end of a straight with a 5. And he's going to bet.
What's that?
Daniel's just going to call. He's a little snake bit with Mr. Tom Dwan. Looks like a 5 to me. Tom Dwan checks his straight. Daniel's also picked up a flush draw here, but he checks, doesn't like that 5, 6, 7, 8 out there. And wouldn't you know it, Daniel makes top 2 pair at the wrong time. I predict that Juan's going to bet and Daniel's going to call. Just a prediction, but a pretty good one. I also predict that Daniel's not going to like it. And I can't blame him.
Okay, how much did you bet? That's my first question. Huh? How much did he bet? 31.8. Question, will you bet 2 pair in this spot? Most of the time? Because I saw you do it against him, so I guess I have to freaking pay you off. Pretty much, right? I don't think I could ever fold here. What a weird river card, though. Huh? Don't you think? So, the club would have been much better. So much better. 30 what? 31.8. You have to bet 2 pair, right? You have to bet 2 pair. I mean, this, I couldn't possibly fold, could I? 31.8? So weird. Oh, that too. We had spades.
I don't want to be in the building the next time that Dirk draws out on Daniel.
I was never really thinking of folding. There's no way I will ever fold there.
We're at the Golden Nugget playing high stakes poker, and now here's 30 seconds with Kara Scott.
Poker players come from a wide range of backgrounds, finance, law, and some are just straight gamblers. We asked our pros what they'd be doing if they weren't playing poker.
This is going to be a tough one. I'm not good at anything.
Now, I've never really thought about doing anything besides playing poker.
Name another profession you'd be good at.
I could probably do what you do. I think I could probably do it. I don't have the body for it. But aside from that, I think verbally, I can handle it.
Consulting work. I think I do well on that.
Anything that requires innovation, I think. I think it's at the stock market, like option trading and line setting and stuff like that. I just don't think I'm qualified for anything.
Sounds like a typical group of poker overachievers. Poker players are notoriously lazy.
Lazy to pick it up.
If a poker player goes to the bank and the laundry in the same day, it's a huge achievement. For some guys, just getting them to go to the laundry is a huge achievement.
I don't know how I talked myself out of that one.
No, he's not here to
You were ready to do it.
He's just here to make $1 million.
We're down to 6-handed.
Yeah.
Phil Ivey and Dennis Phillips away from the table.
You're just worried I was
Still haven't seen much action from Barry or Andrew.
I mean, whatever. If you stick it in, I don't care, but just sucks. Keep firing and get shown a good hand on the river. All right. This is not too credible after last time. No, this one would be bad. The other two would have been good. This one would be bad.
This is our first official completely limp pot. No raises. Daniel's flopped a huge draw here. You see Daniel's 58% to win this pot. Patrick bets 4,000 with the jacks. Daniel just calls. Bingo. King high straight flush for Daniel. The second best hand in poker. Only problem is, Patrick's got the 1,438th hand in poker. Pair of jacks and no kicker.
Hang on. I'll give you an ace-high flush if you want it. Seriously, you can have an ace-high flush. You can play. God, can I see the river? I've never made a royal in my life. Ah,
You still did.
No, it's king high straight flush. Second best hand I've ever made. I mean, best hand I've ever made. What a card.
You're a live player. You play like 300 hands a year.
That's true.
That's what I was thinking. How could you never make a roll in your life?
Back for more high stakes poker.
We're playing Chinese. That's like sick.
We are still without Phil Ivey.
I'm always just playing Chinese. I'm winning every day, but like, They're always playing Chinese.
How does that make you
And
feel?
Doyle did it as a joke the last time. He's like, quick, deal a hand of Chinese.
It's not very nice.
That's funny.
Dan, you're making it 3,000 with the 3-4 diamonds.
Maybe you guys were 5 or 6 players.
And not to be outdone, Lex makes it 11. 6-8 of hearts.
Everybody's happy.
Well, I think we found a hand that Andrew's going to play. And probably raise with.
That's John. Do you want that?
I have a play to defend your
I call.
Andrews is calling.
What do you need?
Daniel calls. Let's see if this play works for Andrew.
No matter how hard you try, you try to like.
Looks pretty good so far. Top set. Lex, who made it 11,000 before the flop. Lex bets 23-8. There are 2 clubs out there. Somebody might have a flush draw. Lex might have an overpair. I would think Andrew would raise here. Looks a little like Marlon Brando. He just calls. His instincts are right. Daniel drops out, and Lex has nothing. No club to scare Andrew. And now Lex is really drawing dead. Will Lex take another shot? Andrew's hoping so. Nope. Ace. Interesting card. If Andrew's tricky here, he can check, hope that Lex hit the ace, or maybe we'll try and represent an ace. He's tricky. Let's see if the trick works. Lex bites. 54. Lex has about 85,000 left. Andrew's probably thinking, if Lex has ace-king, is he going to call me if I raise that 85,000? He's not afraid of 3 aces. It'd be pretty unusual if Lex played the hand this way with 3 aces. But he is afraid of king 10. It would be conservative if he didn't raise here.
I have a set.
He just calls.
You have a set?
Yeah.
It's probably good. My son.
Thank you.
You too. Were you ever thinking about folding?
I was never thinking about folding.
All right.
Obviously.
Next time on High Stakes Poker,
What are you doing there, sir?
I'm a
Daniel Negreanu builds a $300,000 pot.
You had what I had. What I was pretending to have.
Patrick Antonius gets pocket aces again, but this time gets it all in the middle against Andrew Robold.
Maybe 4 times would be better, but that's a good cut from there, right?
And after getting run over by Durr and Phil Ivey, Dennis Phillips finally takes a stand.
No kidding. I've been waiting all day for that hand.